Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session. In today's session, we have Mr. John, who is a cybersecurity expert from Kenya. He's been in the industry for a pretty long time, and today he has something interesting to share with us. Today, he is going to take us through programming for ethical hacking, where he's going to touch base on Bash and Python as the main focus of programming languages. So, Mr. John, thank you very much for being with us today. And you may take us through the session now. It's okay.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is John Collins. Talk a little bit about programming. Okay, so we'll start with Bash, and I'll start by sharing my configuration file here. There's a simple script to just automate a few things here and there. So the whole point of programming and security is to make everything that you do every day much more easier as the day goes by. So
sorry, before you proceed, I forgot to properly introduce you. So guys, he's the only one, the youngest cybersecurity practitioner who has OSCP in Africa. So guys, you need to give him his respect. John, you may proceed.
Yeah, so this is what we call a function. You could define it like this just by giving it the name, or you could have function and then the name of the function. And what this does, it just moves into a directory and then runs a VPN file. So instead of me having to type this every day, I could just have this, and then when I type PG, it automatically does what I need to do. And I think now I changed this to universal, so that's why it errored out. So PG, I need to source this. There we go. Yeah. So I don't have to type this again. The cool one though is there's this one which does the Nmap scan. And what it's doing here is basically it's getting the IP from this file here. So basically what happens is every time I do a box, I do echo box, see this IP. So this is the IP address of the last machine that I did. So the good thing about this is now that I can use it, I can play around with it anytime. So it gets the IP here and then replaces it, in the file. So if I'm doing another box that has a different IP, it's gonna replace the one that's in this file here, usually exports. And yeah, now I can play with the new IP. And then does an Nmap scan on the IP. So it runs recon TCP, which is a function here that does the Nmap scan basically. Okay. The other cool one is there's this one, DNAM. This one does domain enumeration. So what you'll find is most of the time on web pages, there is usually a mention of the domain. So, normally I like grabbing the domain from the page source and then doing a subdomain brute force this way. So I don't have to go to the page source and look for the domain every time if it is there anyway. You could also find it in headers. So that's why I did Caltech SI. So the I here includes headers. So in case the domain is in the headers as well, it's gonna look for it and find it. And this is really useful for hack the box machines. So it's a good one. This one does directory brute force. I like mentioning this one. So this is called shell. And basically from the name, I always use it when I want to get a shell. So I type shell. And basically what it will do is first do the whole IP replacing. And then it's going to echo this command to my clipboard. So what this does, it grabs an X file from my box and then executes it. So this X file has let me show you in a bit. It has reverse shell payloads like this. So, for example, if bash isn't on the box, it will try Python 3. If Python 3 is in there, it will try Python. If that's not it, it will try Perl, and so on and so on. Yeah, and then this plus line is basically stabilizing the shell. So export term equals xterm, to get the whole clear command and everything to clear the screen. And here basically it's doing the whole TTY trick to stabilize the terminal. And it basically tries either Python, Python 3, or script. The script is always there according to like the number of machines I've done. Script will always be there. So if Python and Python 3 is in there, script will work. And then does reset and then now executes the listener. So the minute I get a shell, it will do the whole stabilization and even set the rows and columns. So it's really good. This one is good for Windows machines because like if I want to get a shell like easily on Windows, especially when you're on an MS SQL server and you want to get a shell really quick, normally just type nishang and then you do like xp cmd shell and then you pass this in. So it's just a PowerShell reverse shell payload that is base64 encoded. So I literally type this, and since it's updating the IP that I'm currently on because of the VPN, I don't have to go somewhere and edit the payload. It will just update the IP automatically. So that's cool. So this is basically Bash. Nothing. It's pretty easy. Let's see whether we can find resources to learn Bash. I think this is the first language I learned because it's really easy. So let's see. Learn Bash, or yeah, sure. Sure, there's a link that would impress me. Yeah, this is a good one. Java T-Point. You should have a look at this one. It's really good. So, okay, so that's Bash. Now we move to Python. Python is really cool, and I'm gonna demonstrate this using a machine here called ByteMe. So let's see. So I have the IP here, so we can have a look at it. Have a look at the machine and show you how Python can make your work easier. So we go here. See if we have it. We do. Take the page source. It's nothing too interesting. Give me a minute. I check something here. So let's see. ByteMe. Okay, there's a page I want to go to. Let's see, is it login.php? Sorry. I'm guessing it's login. It's not login. Wait. Let's see. It's console. I just want to skip the good parts. That's an actual song, so it's weird. So you get a login page, right? And supply a username, password, and this, the thing that you see on Google most of the time. So we have a function here that is obfuscated. So if you copy this and we try to deobfuscate it, and by obfuscation, what I mean is you can't make out what this is doing at this moment in time. Like for this part, for instance, it's it's doing a while loop and it's reducing the value of C, but then from here it's a bit finicky. So we want to know, okay, what is the function doing exactly? So we come to deobfuscate. Where is it? Deobfuscation. So let's see what this is doing. So we put it here, deobfuscate, and doesn't print it nicely. Right, it's because of that. You have eval here. Okay, deobfuscate. I don't see it. I don't know. For JavaScript obfuscation, you need to move through a couple like sites. Not all of them are gonna work like straight away. So like you need to find a suitable one for what you need to do. And also this one is not good. Okay, this is good. So since it's not behaving, I'll just grab my notes here. And basically what the after deobfuscating we get this. So this is saying that the login user is this value, right? So if we copy this and we try decode it on hashes.com because it looks like an MD5 hash. If we try to decode it, we get the value as JSON test account. So on the login page, the user is JSON test account. And then from there, I could, okay. So let me just explain it from here since it's easier. Yeah, you're able to read some PHP files. And basically what it's doing here is it's checking whether you supplied the user, the password, and the captcha code that we saw on the page. And then it's checking the captcha code whether it's true. And then at this point in time, if your user and password is valid, then it's going to set a cookie and then take you to the MFA page. And then here in functions is the whole how it's checking whether the user is valid, right? So if you check this password part, it's saying that it's hashing the password, and then it's checking the last 3 digits and seeing whether they're equal to 001. So basically, like password, like the password, it's converting it to MD5 and then checking the last 3 strings. If it matches this, then that is indeed the correct password. So how can Python help us here? Well, so first thing is we can build a small script here, and it's already here, so that's terrible. I'm gonna say import hashlib. So this is the library that will help us hash the passwords. So for example, if I have my password being abc123, and then I say like print hashlib.md5 password, and we have to encode this. And yeah, that's actually pretty much it. If I do this, it's gonna say this because I need to have text digest as well here. So if I run this again, we have the MD5 hash, right? So how can we get the password using this analogy? Well, we could like load a list, like a word list, and then like try iterate through each word and then see whether we can get a match, right? So let's see. So we can have like can try read a file, right? What list equals to. Let me do this for X in open. Let's try rockU. And then we do for password in the word list. Try to, okay. And what do we want to do exactly? So first thing, we want to get the hash pass, which would be equal to this. So I'll just grab this from here. So basically, every word in rockU, we're trying to convert it to MD5, right? So what's the next thing to do? Well, from what we had here, the next thing to do is check whether the last 3 digits is equal to 001, right? So could do if hash pass, and then we grab everything, the last 3 digits, and we say if that's equal to this, then I want you to print. Lol, I'm so used to C. I did print F, and that's in C. That's not Python. So now we could do password bound, and you could say the password is password, and we need an F string here, and we do like end equals to nothing. Else you could do maybe trying, and you give it the password and equals to nothing. So this R here is just to make it look a bit good. So like it doesn't print every line, like it doesn't print trying, it just like it's like iterating and saying like whether it's it's finding the right password, and then so basically everything is in a new like everything is on the same line actually. So it's not going to print a lot of stuff on the screen. And we could actually break here. So what will happen is if you don't have a break here, if you don't tell it to stop at this point, you're never gonna know the password, because this line is going to pass and then it's going to continue like checking the other passwords. So we don't want that. And the other thing I believe is because ROQ has weird encoded words, we want to at least have specify our own encoding so that like does an error out. I think that's good. So let's try it out. See if we get anything. I don't see the printing. Password is not defined. Okay, so where is it? Yeah, we changed it to password. So that was from the previous from the example. Let's see how it works now. And it says password found, Violet. Awesome. So that's basically, so we've already found the password, so that's good. So basically what it did, looped through every word here, checked whether when it hashes it to MD5, the last 3 strings equal to this. And yeah, that was, I think it moved too quick, so you couldn't see this trying part, but I guess it tried a few words. Okay, so we are done with the first part. We know the user is JSON test account. Sorry, I was meant to do this. Okay. So, okay, yeah, same thing from my notes, right? So now we can try login to the page. So if you go back here, okay, like this on just account, password is Violet. I think this is K capital O B K T J. Sign in. And it says incorrect. I guess it's the captcha. Captchas are just annoying. I usually have like an extension here called what's it called again? It's called I've actually forgotten, but it helps with captchas, the Google ones, because they're just annoying. So this is, I guess, PUTEO. Is that good? That was N. Oh, what did I? Okay. So you do Violet, right? Yeah. F8W3ZE. That looks good, right? That's actually C. I'm starting to really judge my site. So okay, so we get now the MFA code part. You see, like it says a 4-digit code has been sent to your device. Now the same thing with Google when maybe you set to FA and then it sends a code to your email or to your line, and it asks you to put the code that you got, right? But in this case, if we put like a code here and say continue, it says incorrect. So, we need to, so we have a way of actually enumerating the code, since we can do this a number of times and we still get incorrect code. So the easiest thing to do here, the cool part is you don't have to build code from scratch. So I like this site called cal converter. So you basically convert a cal command to Python. And if we pass like leads here, continue, look at the network tab here. So it's sending this post request to mfa.php where we are. So this looks like the request that, how it's trying to evaluate whether the MFA code is correct. So now we have this Python script. So basically what we want to do is brute force the MFA code, right? So could do, okay, b.py definitely has my previous script, so we found the new one, and you can paste this here. Let's add a shebang line, user bin Python 3, and we have, so actually, so from the previous code, if you check, the minute we log in, it's going to set a cookie for the user and password, and that's exactly what it did here. So we have the 2 cookies there plus the session ID. We don't really need the headers, so don't need that. And now what we want to do is basically loop through maybe like 1,000 and 9999 code 9 and see whether we can get the code right. So we could do like I wanted to demonstrate something and I'm not sure if I wanna, yeah, sure. So we could do like for code in range, I say 1,000 to 999, right? This do data equals to code, and then to check whether it's correct, we do if there was this text here, incorrect code. If this isn't on the page, then we definitely have the correct code, right? If this is not there, you can print like, you know, found valid code, and we do like code, and we need F there, and do end equals to nothing. Else we do print and print F here, cool. And we want to do trying, you know, the code, right? We do it like this. Okay, so this looks good. So it's going to try pass every digit from 1,000 to 999 and see whether it can find the right code, right? So if we run this, R is not defined. I need to change response to R. I like doing that. And see, so this is what I was saying about everything being on the same line. So it looks much better than just printing everything on each line. So now it's trying, you know, it's trying all the digits and seeing whether it can get the right MFA code, right? But this is too slow. You want to make it a bit faster. So what I like to do is I like to use bounded pool executor. So normally people use what? Threading. I think it's threading. So I like to use this one. Import everything. And then the thing about this is instead of having the for loop, I mean, is it the for loop really? Okay, we need a function here. We say code like this and pass everything here. So yeah, the thing about this now is we don't need the for loop. So basically what will happen is, okay, so let me just have this. Oops, I'll have this here. So what will happen, we can have a list. We can have a list variable with all the numbers, right? Yeah, so we do like codes sounds weird. I'll just do like word list, and then I'll do x for x in range 1,000 to 999. Okay, so now we have a list with every number from 1,000 to 999, and then we have this. So you're passing the code, and then what will happen here is now you use the threading. So it's bounded thread pool executor. So the library is this, but then the function is this. So bounded thread pool. And you say like max workers equals 50. So this means you use 50 threads. And by 50 threads, we mean like we want to send 50 numbers at the same time. So this makes it a lot faster, yeah? We'll do like RL equals to executor.map. We are mapping the function to the word list. And that looks okay. So we do for R in RL, print R. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now since we have this, the minute we find the valid code, we want to kill the script, right? So I'm going to import OS here. You could also do like exit like this, but it won't work because it only kills the foreground process, but doesn't kill the background processes or the threads. So I like to do like OS exit like this. That's actually that's more efficient. So we could try this out and see how fast it is now. So if we execute this, it's moving a lot faster now, and we should get the code in a bit. So let's wait for it to run. We could also do like 100 threads, but like I find like 50 being the standard. If you do 100, maybe like the server can't handle it, and then you end up crashing it. So I find 50 a good number. So let's wait for it to get the right code. Awesome. Found valid code and we get the code, right? So if we pass 2254 to the page, we are able to log in, right? So that was my quick demonstration of like making your work easier. Because you can imagine if you're trying to loop from maybe the number was 8888 and it's moving that slow, then you would stay there for a bit. So you need to look for ways of making your work easier when it comes to security, or even like a job, like maybe there's a task you do, and you could like come up with a script to ease in the workload. So that was pretty much it. You can have a look at that machine if you're interested.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. John, for the
awesome.
wonderful explanation and demonstrations that you've managed to give us today. But there are a few questions that the candidates had. Hopefully you'll be in a position to answer all of them. So the first one is, how long have you been in the industry?
I've been in the industry for like 2 years, but like I'll say 1 year because like, okay, yeah, actually they're 2 years. It's actually 3 years. So what I meant to say was it's 3 years and then like 1 year I wasn't that good, but it's basically 3 years, yes.
Okay. The second question is, how can we learn Bash and Python?
Okay, so for Bash, I mentioned there was this cool site, Java T-Points, Bash. You get it there. Same goes for Python, actually. Java T-Point really has nice explanations of things. And also you could like, there's this guy on YouTube. I don't know if I should share here, but give me a second. So there's also this guy, I'm sharing in a bit. Yeah, so this guy has really nice what do you call them, courses on YouTube for Python. I'm pretty sure you can find it here if you do like Python course. Yeah, this one is good. How long does it take to learn Bash in Python? Well, it's a continuous process. It's not like you're doing a course, but each day you'll get better and better, and you will get the zeal to keep learning and keep getting better. So just keep on reading, have fun, love what you're doing. Yep. How do you know what library to use when it comes to Python? That one comes. It's now what I was talking about, experience, and like when you keep practicing. Sometimes Googling helps because maybe you're trying to do something but you don't know exactly which library would help you do it. So in that case, Googling would help. Um, yeah, give me a second. Yeah, so yeah, yeah, Googling, as your experience grows, you know which library to use at a given time, depending on what you want to achieve. The last one here says, apart from the examples you gave, what other areas in cybersecurity can we use Bash and Python? Pretty much anywhere, like anything you're doing, if it's a machine, like a hack the box machine, if it's CTF, especially CTFs. If it's work related, I'm pretty sure you could too, to like automate a few things. What else? What else? If it's a pen test, you could. If it's what else? I'm pretty sure, yeah, but pretty much anywhere, I feel like programming applies. Yeah, and I guess those were the questions. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my session, and I'll see you all next time.